Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel where I talk about topics such as electrical calculations and electrical installation. If you're new to my channel, please click on the subscribe button and please click on the bell to be the first to hear about new videos like this. So in this video I'm going to talk about surge protection and ask the question, do I need surge protection in a house? Now I'm sure that a lot of you will have thoughts on this, so please do let me know what you usually do when it comes to surge protection for domestic properties. But in this video I thought I would share my thoughts on the subject. So there are some types of installation where we know that we need to use surge protection. BS 7671 says that protection against transient overvoltages shall be provided where the consequences caused by an overvoltage could result in serious injury to or loss of human life, result in the interruption of public services or damage to cultural heritage, result in the interruption of commercial or industrial activity, and affect a number of co-located individuals. BS 7671 goes on to say that for all other installations, a risk assessment shall be carried out to determine if surge protection is required. So this is the calculation in Regulation 443.5. In installations where the risk assessment is not carried out, the electrical installation shall be provided with protection against transient overvoltages, except for single unit dwellings where the cost isn't justified. So we can see that there is an exception that can be made for dwellings, but how do we determine if the cost isn't justified? One way could be to think of the possible cost of replacing electronic equipment should it be damaged by a surge and compare it with the cost of installing surge protection. And if we think about it, just the cost of replacing things like kitchen appliances would likely exceed the cost of surge protection. But I think it can be difficult to make that judgment, so I think the best advice is, if you are doing an installation for a homeowner, then ask them and give them the option. Also, if you are pricing a job for a large project, then ask the client to advise. I think it's important for people on the client side of large projects to be specific about their requirements to avoid any confusion. Another option would be to carry out the CRL calculation to determine if surge protection is required or not. If we carry out the calculation and it's determined that the surge protection isn't required, then it would be possible to attach the risk assessment to an electrical certificate. So, are SPDs needed in a house? I think that there is an exception. However, it may be difficult to say if the cost isn't justified, so I think it's important to discuss surge protection with the client unless we can determine that it isn't needed by using the calculation. If surge protection is required, the requirements for selection are in section 534.1 of BS 7671. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe and click on the notification bell to be the first to hear about new videos.